Bonjour et bienvenue sur Speak French avec moi. Je suis Séverine, votre professeure de français. Hi and welcome to Speak French. Avec moi, I'm Séverine and I am your French coach. Aujourd'hui, un épisode pour apprendre à dire, vouloir dire en français. Today, an episode dedicated to the verb to mean in French. During this episode, we learn how to use the verb and then we review very important expressions such as what do you mean? What does this mean? Right? So things that you need to learn and know. So when you're in France, you're sure you can speak without any misunderstandings. As usual, you'll find the transcript on my website, speakfrenchavecmoi.com. It's free. You no need to subscribe. You go to the website, you look for the transcripts. Comment ça va aujourd'hui? Moi, ça va très bien. Ce sont les vacances. Les vacances, vacations. Alors, vous êtes prêts? Are you ready to speak French? In French, to mean is actually a mix of two verbs, translating into to want to say. So for a lot of my students, when they read and they see to want to say, they start to translate with to want and then to say. But to want to say, when you say it, it means mean. So you need to use the verb to want followed by the verb to say. The first verb, to want, is conjugated, while the second one always stays in its base form, infinitive. I know it's so abstract talking like this, so don't worry, we'll practice. So, to want is vouloir in French, and to say is dire. Hence, vouloir dire is to mean in English. Vouloir dire. To use it, you need to know how to use the verb vouloir. Today, we'll use the present tense. If you are a bit more advanced, of course, you can use it in past tense or future tense or any tense you need. All right. Allez, c'est parti and repeat after me. I know you might be at the gym, at work, but if you're driving, if you're home, maybe not when you're shopping, feel free to repeat after me. Je veux dire. Je veux dire. Je veux dire. I mean. Tu veux dire. Tu veux dire. Tu veux dire. You mean. Il, elle veut dire. Il veut dire. Elle veut dire. He, she means. Nous voulons dire. Nous voulons dire. Nous voulons dire. We mean. Vous voulez dire. Vous voulez dire. Vous voulez dire. You mean, right? It's the vous form when you need to be formal or if you want to say you all. Ils, elles veulent dire. Ils veulent dire. Elles veulent dire. They mean. of course, I want to encourage you to go on a website and to look at the spelling because the pronunciation, of course, is something, but the spelling can be very different from what you imagine if you don't know the verb to want at present tense. Now just repeat again without the translation. Je veux dire. Tu veux dire. Il veut dire. Elle veut dire. Nous voulons dire. Vous voulez dire. Ils veulent dire. Elles veulent dire. Alors, the verb to mean, vouloir dire en français, is used exactly the same way in English, right? So, pretty much if you need to clear misunderstanding or if you want to know something and you want to make sure that you understand, you can say je veux dire ou tu veux dire. Okay? Ça va? Alors, maintenant, les expressions. As mentioned, sometimes you need more details, explanations, or you want to make sure to be understood. So, you already know how to say I mean, je veux dire. So, let's practice more French expression you absolutely need to know. The first one is qu'est-ce que ça veut dire? Qu'est-ce que ça veut dire? Qu'est-ce que ça veut dire? What does this mean? Qu'est-ce que ça veut dire? I know it's a little long. Qu'est-ce que vous voulez dire? Qu'est-ce que vous voulez dire? Qu'est-ce que vous voulez dire? What do you mean when you need to be formal or you-haul? Qu'est-ce que vous voulez dire? Now, if you want to say, what do you mean to someone you know or someone your age, and you can use the tu form, qu'est-ce que tu veux dire? Qu'est-ce que tu veux dire? Remember that qu'est-ce que is used in front of a statement for an open-ended questions when you need more details. If you like to sound slightly more sophisticated, you can also say qu'est-ce que cela signifie? Qu'est-ce que cela signifie? Qu'est-ce que cela signifie? What does this mean? But you never use signifier when you're the subject. For example, you don't say je signifie. You say je veux dire. Now, what if you want to sound, a little bit more casual? So instead of qu'est-ce que, you'll end with quoi. Ça veut dire quoi? What does this mean in spoken French? Vous voulez dire quoi? What do you mean in spoken French? Tu veux dire quoi? What do you mean in spoken French, right? So you remember that in French, you have the spoken that is often different from the standard. That's why for students, when they only learn the standard French, it's hard when they start to hear the spoken French. Alors, on répète tous ensemble. So let's repeat together. Qu'est-ce que ça veut dire? Qu'est-ce que vous voulez dire? Qu'est-ce que tu veux dire? Qu'est-ce que cela signifie? Ça veut dire quoi? Vous voulez dire quoi? Tu veux dire quoi? Voilà, c'est la fin de cet épisode. Et you are at the end of this episode. So now you can feel very confident if you need to clear something, you know how to use to mean in French. Again, thank you for being such a good listener. So feel free to share my episodes with your friends or feel free to leave a rating. It helps other listeners to find out about the podcast. You also have the Vault, which is free with more cheat sheets, and the French workshop, where it's a self directed French class. But of course, you can always reach out. Et si personne ne vous a dit ça aujourd'hui, moi, je sais que vous êtes formidable. And if nobody has told you today, maybe it's early, maybe it's late, or maybe, you don't have so many people around you. I know you're terrific. Merci. Au revoir. À bientôt.